Skincare and Beauty with Perky Perkins. How are you guys today? So I'm just so excited today. It's one of those things that it was a long time coming. You guys know from my title, this is probably the 1 millionth review for the Tati Beauty Palette. Tati Beauty Warm Neutrals Palette Volume 1. So this does come with a sleeve, which is a matte finish as well. I'm a person that actually saves all my sleeves, my boxes and stuff like that, so I will be saving that, and hopefully my hands are not too grubby. But then this is our palette. It is again a very matte kind of satin finish. As you can see, it says the Tati Beauty Volume 1. This is a vegan, cruelty-free formula. Let me open her up. As you guys can tell right there, it has a very big mirror. It barely has a trim around it. And then the shades are right here. I get the cover. So these are all the shades. This formula is actually an arrangement of metallics, shimmers, and mattes. And what I think is really cool, in my opinion, is how they were named actually. Instead of having a name per color, she did, Tati made it a name per pan basically, or per section. So this first row right here, memory. So basically the blacks and grays are memory. The browns is ritual. And the color that was just speaking to me is story. And this beige one is soothe. This very pale pink, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's like a pale pink bone tone, is Aurora, sorry. And the last mauve tone row is Poet. Now at this point, I know you guys have seen, again, this is probably the 1 millionth review on this palette. So what I felt is I'm gonna do just a little tutorial on the palette, and I'll swatch a few of the shades kind of randomly, and see where we go. This palette, just so you guys know, was sold out, and they did a pre-sale restock as well, and I believe that's still going on. It's not sold out. I will verify the information and I'll pin it down in the description section. I'm sorry. So like I mentioned, this row right here was the reason I got the palette. It was just speaking my name. So I'm just gonna swatch it. Here's the row for story. This is the matte. Now it does look kind of patchy when I applied it with my finger, but I have actually used the palette during this last week, and it actually blends out very nicely. Always remember, you guys, swatches don't mean anything, it's how they apply on the eye. This is a shimmer matte. It has a little bit of glitter basically, and this is a nice little shimmer metallic, and then this is full glitter. I will say that to me this matte has more of a eggshell kind of finish, in my opinion, because it's not 100% matte. It's very buttery, very creamy. I'm gonna also swatch Soothe on this arm. So this is Soothe. These actually swatched very nice. Again, this was a double dip basically, but they're very nice, very beautiful. So like I mentioned, I know there's like 1,000,001 reviews already on the palette, so I'm not gonna be doing a full-on swatch party and all that fun jazz. I will post swatches on my Instagram for you all to see, and yeah, but what I will do is a little makeup tutorial. So I've already done my base makeup at this point. So when Tati created this palette, she said she wanted to make this her first palette because she wanted to be for that mom on the run, someone like her sister that's a busy, you know, career, working a regular job, you know, she's a nurse, and you know, just your everyday looks, a neutral babe basically. And that's absolutely me. I'm a neutral babe. I am a busy mom. Many a times I'm on the run. I don't have very much time. So being able to have a palette which literally every single row I could do a nice simple look and run at the house is definitely something that's up my alley. Again, I've already used the palette for a few days, so I absolutely love it. Now, I haven't posted none of the pictures on my Instagram. I ended up deleting all of them because I just didn't want to ruin it, and I wanted to post it on YouTube first. So let's get started and go to the tutorial. So the first thing we want to do is apply eyeshadow primer, because I feel, or you could use concealer, but using a good primer or a good base is really going to help your eyeshadows stay on longer and apply easier, in my opinion. Now I am going to put these little strips, hopefully it doesn't take off my foundation. These little elf strips, just in case you guys are wondering, are only $2 for a 40 pack, so I definitely feel that it's a good investment. So I'm going to do a soft little look today. I'm going to start off with the Aurora and the matte. I'm going to start off with this brush which we got in Boxy Charm. I want to say it was an Alamar brush, I just don't remember. It's already faded. If you're wondering, yes, the palette does have a little bit of kick up in the pan though when you're dipping your brush, but you do not need very much product actually. Next, I'm going to use this Luxie brush. I'm going to go into the rows that caught my attention and start off the story, and I'm going to apply it on my crease. And I'm using the matte shade. Next, I'm thinking, I want to use Poet, but no, I want to do something more neutral. So I'm going to use the Matte Soothe and apply it on my lid. I'm going to use that as my base basically. And I'm going to take this small little Luxie blending brush. I'm actually taking any excess from it and buffing out the edges. Alright, now that I'm done with the mattes for now, I'm gonna add a little bit of shimmer. So I really want to dig in to Poet. So I'm going to pop that in my lid. I'm going to use the Poet Shimmer shade. Oh, it's so beautiful. Let me swatch it. Look at that. It's beautiful. Let's take this concealer brush and see what happens. Take my Jawbreaker Cosmetics Slay All Day and I'm gonna spritz it to see how much more potent it gets. Definitely made it a tad bit more shiny. All right. Next, I'm gonna take the one I use for Aura, dip it back into Aura just a smidge, and I'm gonna blend out these edges again. And again, I didn't put much. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take Memory and I'm going to use it on my lash line. Instead of using a liquid liner, I'm going to pop that in and make it a little bit, create some definition. But I am going to fix the corner because I realize it's a little lighter. Try this Morphe brush, this Morphe brow brush, and I'm just gonna run it in my line. Just take it at the tip and you stamp it in. This is what happens when you don't put powder. All right, see that little difference in the lash line? And honestly, for anyone that has hooded eyes, that's actually one of the nicest things to do. Liquid liner, do your either like a brown or a black and just stamp it on. All right, now we rip this off. Take it off, not rip. Now, what do you guys think? Now I definitely can add a little bit more color there. Remember, my eyes are hooded, so it's always one a little bit more off. I'll touch both of them up. And then we just blend it out again, just to make sure. All right, so now let's do our lash line very quickly. I'm gonna go into Poet because I just really want a pop of color. Like, I want something dramatic. Just dipped it in. I'm trying to do what Tati did, where she puts it in the middle and then runs it over. Now I'm taking this little tiny Monica brush and blending it out. So I'm going to use this Urban Decay Glide On liner in Voodoo. That gives it a really cool pop of color. I'm going to take my Gerard's Cosmetics highlighter and I'm going to pop highlight in the inner corner. I'm going to take this little flat brush, get some liquid. You could do this for your own brush, just not on strangers or other people. Alright you guys, so I'm officially done. What do you guys think? I think this is a nice little look. Now it wasn't as neutral as I had originally hoped to do, but I really like it. I am always drawn to these orangey rustic tones in the fall. This is the perfect time. Like, this is the perfect fall palette in my opinion. The colors blended out with ease. Part way you guys saw I didn't put powder underneath my eyes, and that's the one thing most people said. If you didn't, you know, dust off your brush, it would powder on your face. The black one was the only one I had issues when I was doing the liner, and I don't think I tapped it off. But otherwise, it was okay. Everything came out. No big problem. I took it off with a sponge. We're good to go. But the colors are beautiful. This palette, I think, is a great investment. This is 24 shades, 6 colors, 4 different textures in those colors. So I think this is definitely something that is perfect for anyone on the run. Someone that wants, you know, the one and done. This is perfect in my opinion. So I really hope you guys enjoyed my video. I will definitely be doing more makeup tutorials with this palette. Check out my Instagram. I will now start posting my pictures as I do more looks with the Tati Volume 1. Thanks, you guys.